Welcome back to the Motor World. Today's video is a little special because I'm combining some of the most insane cars we've covered into one ultimate list. Luxury kings, a rugged SUV beast, and some classic muscle that still hits like a thunderstorm. And trust me, car number 1 is pure boss energy. All right, let's jump in. Car number 5, Toyota Fortuner, 2026. If you want an SUV that looks ready for the city but built for the wild, the new Fortuner is shaping up to be a serious contender. Because the 2026 Toyota Fortuner is shaping up to be the kind of SUV that doesn't need to shout to prove a point. It just shows up ready for the city, the highway, and that let's take the long way, dirt road. And here's the interesting part. Toyota doesn't seem interested in turning it into a soft crossover. The Fortuner is still about strength, durability, and real SUV attitude, just with a sharper look and smarter tech. So in this video, we're breaking down what's new outside, what's improved inside, what early reports are saying about the engines, and how it stacks up against rivals like the Ford Everest and others in this class. Stick around to the end, because the hybrid talk could be the biggest twist in the Fortuner story. Let's start with the first thing that hits you, the design. Early looks suggest the 2026 Fortuner will look tougher and more intentional. Up front, it's expected to get a bolder face with a larger, darker grille and sharper LED headlights that feel more modern and more aggressive than before. The goal is simple: make it look wider and more planted even when it's parked. And what really sells the rugged vibe is the stance. The Fortuner has always had that tall, commanding ride height, but the latest design direction seems to lean into it harder with chunkier fender flares, protective cladding, and a more trail-ready look. It gives off real off-road energy without looking overdone. It looks built. From the side, the Fortuner's proportions should stay classic SUV. Long hood, tall body, thick pillars, and a strong shoulder line. And if you've ever driven a Fortuner, you already know the high seating position is a big part of the experience. You sit up high, you see everything, and the drive feels more confident. Around the back, updates are expected to continue, with redesigned LED taillights, sharper detailing, and a roof spoiler that's not just for style. It can help clean up airflow at speed and add a sportier finish. And importantly, it still looks like a real SUV, not a hatchback. That matters to Fortuner fans. Overall, Toyota seems to be aiming for a sweet spot. Tough enough to look like a mountain warrior, clean enough to still look premium in an urban setting. Basically, it can pull up to a nice hotel or a muddy trail and not feel out of place. Now let's talk about the interior, because this is where Toyota usually wins people over long term. Inside, the 2026 Fortuner is expected to feel more modern, more refined, and less old-school utilitarian. The big upgrade most people will notice first is the screen. Early expectations point to a larger central display, roughly in the 10 to 12-inch range depending on trim, with smoother graphics and a faster interface. And in 2026, infotainment is one of those make-or-break details. Material quality is also expected to improve, with more soft-touch surfaces, cleaner stitching, and metallic accents that make the cabin feel less basic and more premium. Not luxury car premium, but the kind of upgrade you appreciate on long drives. Seating should remain one of the Fortuner's strongest points. Spacious, supportive, and that high driving position gives you the feeling you're in control instead of sitting down in the vehicle. That's a major reason people choose SUVs like this over crossovers. There's also talk of a more modern instrument cluster setup, blending Toyota's classic simplicity with a more updated layout. And honestly, that's a good thing. Toyota usually focuses on clean, readable, and dependable tech, not flashy gimmicks. In real-world driving, that's what most people want. All right, now the big question: what's under the hood? This is where the Fortuner has always been about power with purpose, not numbers for bragging rights. In many markets, early reports suggest Toyota will continue with the proven 2.8-liter turbo diesel. The exact output will depend on region and tuning, but the real story is torque. Because torque is what helps on climbs, overtaking with a loaded cabin, towing in rough terrain where you need pulling power, not just top speed. An updated automatic transmission is also expected to be smoother, which should improve daily comfort and off-road control. And if Toyota refines the shifting logic, the Fortuner could feel more polished without losing its tough personality. Now here's where things get interesting, the hybrid conversation. There's growing talk that Toyota could introduce a turbo hybrid Fortuner option at some point in the lineup. If that happens, it could be a huge deal. Hybrid power in a body-on-frame SUV isn't just fuel savings. It can also mean instant torque, smoother acceleration, and better response off the line. That would give the Fortuner a modern edge, especially in markets where emissions rules and fuel prices are pushing buyers toward electrified options. And off-road, Toyota is expected to keep focusing on capability. Improvements like stronger four-wheel drive hardware, better terrain modes, and tougher differentials are the kind of upgrades that matter to real SUV buyers. Because the Fortuner doesn't exist to look tough, it exists to do tough. So where does it sit in the market? The competition is strong. Ford Everest, Mitsubishi Pajero Sport, Nissan Terra, Isuzu MU-X, and others depending on where you live. But Toyota's advantage is what happens after the purchase. Reliability, reputation, wide service support, and resale value that stays strong. That's why the Fortuner has been a favorite in so many markets. It isn't always the flashiest, but it's the kind of SUV people trust, the type that gets bought by families, business owners, and anyone who needs something dependable that can handle bad roads without drama. Now the big unknown, timing and price. Launch timing and pricing will vary by region, but early expectations suggest a reveal could happen around late 2025, with rollouts starting through 2026 depending on market schedules. Pricing will also depend heavily on trim and taxes, but the Fortuner is unlikely to be a budget SUV. It's a serious, rugged family SUV with real capability, and it will be priced like one. So here's the final vibe. The 2026 Toyota Fortuner looks like it's doubling down on what made it popular in the first place. Tough stance, real-world durability, and a confident driving feel. Now with a modern refresh that makes it look sharper and feel more premium. Now here's the fun part. If you think that SUV presence is strong, wait till you see the next one, because we're about to jump from rugged to pure American attitude. Now let's move to the next car. Car number 4, Plymouth, classic American muscle. This is one of those names that instantly wakes up car fans. Plymouth isn't just a car brand, it's a whole era. Long hood, aggressive stance, and that old-school confidence that modern cars just don't replicate. It's the kind of machine that doesn't need fancy screens or tech to feel special. It's the sound, the vibe, the presence, and the best part? When a Plymouth rolls by, even people who don't know cars stop and stare, because it carries that legend energy. But this isn't your dad's muscle car. The lines are sharper, the presence is more aggressive, yet there's a wink to the past. At the front, you've got that bold grille and those slim LED headlights that stare you down. Around back, the retro touches, the signature hues, the flared fenders, quad exhaust tips. Make no mistake, this is heritage with modern teeth. Under the bonnet, things get wild. The standard model rocks a naturally aspirated 6.4-liter Hemi Vibe 8 pumping out around 540 horsepower. But for those who like to floor it, there's a supercharged 6.2-liter beast tipping well over 700 horsepower. Manual purists, you're covered. 6-speed gearbox. Want everything done for you? There's a slick 8-speed auto with paddle shifters and launch control. Whether you're drag strip bound or highway cruising, this Roadrunner delivers. Handling isn't an afterthought. The chassis is aluminum light, paired with adaptive suspension and a traction management system that lets you hustle corners as confidently as you floor it in a straight line. Big Brembo brakes, sticky tires, and a driving attitude that says, I'm deadly serious but still fun, and that's the vibe. Inside the cockpit, nostalgia meets next-gen tech. Think premium leather seats, contrast stitching, real carbon fiber trim, analog-style dials paired with a large digital display. The infotainment is fully loaded. Apple CarPlay, Android Auto, top-tier stereo system. Safety tech? You bet. Adaptive cruise, lane keeping assist, blind spot monitoring, 360-degree camera. This isn't just muscle for show, it's muscle made usable. Price is yet to be locked in, but early whispers suggest it'll launch in the ballpark of $75,000. For what you're getting, iconic nameplate, cutting-edge performance, usable everyday tech, it's shaping up as a proper steel in muscle territory. So, is the 2026 Roadrunner just a nostalgia play? Hell no. It's proof that American muscle can evolve without selling out. If you're a die-hard fan of the V8 growl or a younger driver wanting raw performance with modern polish, this one's for you. What's your take? Would you pick the Roadrunner over its rivals, say the Mustang, Camaro, or another modern muscle contender? Drop your thoughts below, but don't blink, because the next car takes driver's car to a whole different level. Now let's move to the next car. Car number 3, Porsche 911 Turbo S 2026. This is the everyday supercar that can cruise like a gentleman, and then turn into a rocket the second you press the pedal. The 911 Turbo S has always been the cheat code. Subtle look, savage speed. So buckle up, because we're diving into the exterior, interior, performance, technology, and of course, the price of this German masterpiece. And believe me, some of the upgrades in this car will shock you. Let's get into it. The moment you see the 2026 911 Turbo S, you know exactly what you're looking at. The legendary 911 shape is still here, the round headlights, the sloping roofline, the wide hips. But this time, everything feels sharper, more aggressive, and more alive. The front has been completely redesigned. It's wider, lower, and even angrier. The adaptive air intakes expand and close depending on cooling needs, so the front of the car literally changes its face based on how hard you're driving. At night, the new LED matrix headlights look unreal. They now use a crystal glass optical effect, giving the front end this futuristic glow that makes the car look like a spaceship slicing through the dark. The body is made from lightweight aluminum and carbon fiber composites, making the car stronger and lighter at the same time. Up front, you get 20-inch wheels, and at the back, massive 21-inch forged alloys wrapped in Michelin Pilot Sport 5 tires. These aren't regular road tires. These are serious grip for serious speed. The rear fenders are wider than ever. They look like the shoulders of an Olympic sprinter, ready to explode off the line. The active rear wing has been redesigned too. It creates 15% more downforce, giving you more stability at insane speeds, but it tucks away smoothly when you want a clean look. From the side, the whole car flows like it was shaped by the wind. The roof dips beautifully into the rear, and the aerodynamics bring the drag coefficient down to 0.28. That number is crazy for a car this fast. At the back, you get the iconic full-width light bar, now thinner and brighter. The dual titanium exhaust tips deliver a sound that is pure mechanical music. This isn't evolution. This is Porsche refining perfection. Inside, Porsche has created a cockpit that mixes future technology with pure driver passion. The materials feel luxurious, but nothing distracts you from the road. You're surrounded by Alcantara, carbon fiber, brushed aluminum, and incredibly soft leather. The 18-way sport seats keep you comfortable during long drives and locked in during high-speed cornering. The flat-bottom steering wheel feels like it came straight out of a race car. It's lightweight, precise, and now features haptic touch controls and a bright red mode selector dial that instantly transforms the car. Behind the wheel is a fully digital 12.9-inch instrument cluster. It is fluid, sharp, and completely customizable. Boost pressure, G-forces, navigation, track data. Everything changes the moment you switch into sport or track mode. The center console has a floating 13.1-inch OLED touchscreen. It's bright, crisp, and reacts instantly. You get wireless Apple CarPlay, wireless Android Auto, cloud navigation, onboard telemetry, and Porsche's new AI assistant that adjusts climate, performance settings, or navigation with just your voice. The ambient lighting now includes over 60 colors that shift with your driving mood. And if you want the ultimate sound experience, you can add a Burmester 3D surround system that feels like a private concert. And yes, despite being a supercar, the 911 Turbo S still offers a front trunk and foldable rear seats. Only Porsche makes a 200-mile-per-hour car that can also carry luggage. Now let's talk about the heart of this beast, because this is where Porsche went completely insane. Under the rear deck lid sits a reworked 3.8-liter twin, turbo-flat 6 engine, producing 670 horsepower and 650 pound-feet of torque. That's more power than ever, thanks to bigger turbos, better cooling, and smarter engine mapping. The power goes to all four wheels through Porsche's lightning-quick 8-speed PDK dual-clutch transmission. The shifts feel instant. You don't hear them, you feel them. 0 to 60 in the 2026 Turbo S happens in 2.3 seconds. Yes, 2.3. That is hypercar territory, and this is a road car you can drive every day. Top speed goes up to 211 miles per hour. The car stays unbelievably stable thanks to the rear engine layout and Porsche's advanced aerodynamics. But it's not just about straight-line power. Porsche's suspension management and chassis control systems read the road in milliseconds. Comfort on city streets, precision on racetracks, confidence everywhere. Rear axle steering makes the car feel smaller and more agile. You can take tight turns faster and smoother. And the carbon ceramic brakes are massive, powerful, and fade-resistant. Exactly what a supercar needs. Driving the Turbo S is a mix of emotion and control. You feel the engine behind you, you feel the road under you, but the car wraps around you in such a precise way that you're never scared, only excited. That is Porsche's magic. Now let's talk price. The 2026 Porsche 911 Turbo S starts at around $242,000. Fully loaded, it easily reaches $280,000. And through Porsche exclusive manufacturer, you can customize almost everything. Paint, stitching, trim, wheels, materials. If you can imagine it, they can build it. For many buyers, this isn't just a car, it's a personal masterpiece. The 2026 Porsche 911 Turbo S is more than another generation. It's a statement, a reminder that even in a world that keeps going electric, nothing matches the thrill of a rear-engine twin turbo 911. It's brutally fast, it's technologically brilliant, and it gives you that emotional punch that makes you fall in love with driving all over again. Whether you take it on a racetrack or a coastal mountain road, this car does one thing better than almost anything else on the planet. It makes every second behind the wheel unforgettable. So what do you think? Has Porsche created the perfect everyday supercar again? Or is it time for an electric 911 to take the crown? Let me know in the comments. If you enjoyed this deep dive, like the video, subscribe to the Motor World, and hit the bell so you never miss our next 2026 car reveal. Now we're up. We've had rugged, we've had muscle, and we've had pure precision. But the next one, we're switching gears hard because this next car is luxury on a completely different planet. Now let's move to the next car. Car number 2, Mercedes-Maybach Mythos SL 2026. This isn't just a car, it's a flex. The Maybach Mythos SL is the kind of machine you'd expect to see in Monaco, parked next to a super yacht with security standing nearby. A masterpiece created for billionaires, collectors, and buyers who want more than transportation. They want a statement. The Mythos SL doesn't compete with anything. It stands alone. From the first glance, it looks like it belongs on a super yacht deck in Monaco. The iconic SL shape has been transformed into a piece of rolling sculpture. The long hood stretches forward like flowing metal, and the low, sleek silhouette looks like a luxury yacht gliding across water. It rides on massive 22-inch forged alloy wheels polished to a mirror shine, each wearing the Maybach double M logo proudly. At the front, the huge vertical Maybach grille glitters with authority, while the ultra-slim digital light headlamps can project symbols and patterns directly onto the road. Chrome detailing flows across the car, and along the sides, the flush door handles. Chrome trim and subtle Maybach emblems quietly signal exclusivity. Drop the soft top, and the Mythos SL becomes an open-air luxury throne. At the rear, razor-thin LED taillights and a glowing Maybach strip create a striking signature, while the carbon diffuser and chrome exhausts hint at the power beneath. Step inside, and the experience becomes even more extraordinary. The cabin is covered in hand-stitched Napa leather with couture-level patterns. Genuine silver threads are woven into the seats. Open-pore wood stretches across the interior like fine furniture in a billionaire's penthouse. Every switch and button is finished in leather, aluminum, or crystal. Even the air vents include Swarovski crystal inserts. The seats are custom-built for each owner, offering multiple massage modes, cooling functions, memory settings, and an intelligent climate system that responds to your body temperature. The massive MBUX hyperscreen spans the dashboard from door to door, merging 3 displays into one curved OLED surface. The graphics are incredibly sharp, and the animations are smooth and elegant. You can customize every detail of the digital experience. Ambient lighting wraps around the cabin and shifts with your music, speed, or mood. A 4D Burmester system with 30 speakers creates sound you feel, not just hear. Under the hood is a handcrafted 6.0-liter twin turbo V12, producing 750 horsepower and 950 Newton-meters of torque. It delivers power through a 9-speed automatic and the latest 4MATIC Plus all-wheel drive system. Acceleration from 0 to 100 kilometers per hour takes about 3.4 seconds. The top speed is limited to 320 kilometers per hour. Despite its power, the ride is unbelievably smooth thanks to adaptive air suspension and active roll stabilization. Rear-wheel steering makes tight turns easy, and the car constantly scans the road to adjust its suspension in real time. The Mythos SL is loaded with advanced technology: adaptive cruise control, lane keeping assist, automatic braking, night vision, augmented reality navigation, and a 360-degree camera system. You can unlock the car with your phone, your smartwatch, or your biometrics. Exclusivity is a core part of this machine. Only around 500 units will be produced worldwide, and each one will be completely customized. No 2 Mythos SLs will ever be identical. The price starts at around $1.8 million, but most builds with bespoke options will easily pass $2.5 million. This car is not for the wealthy. It is for the ultra-wealthy. People who collect masterpieces, not machines. The 2026 Mercedes-Maybach Mythos SL is a blend of engineering, craftsmanship, and art. It is rare, powerful, timeless, and breathtaking. If Maybach is luxury at its most flashy, the next car is luxury at its most powerful. The benchmark that every luxury sedan wants to be. Now let's move to the next car. Car number 1, Mercedes S-Class, 2026. This is Mercedes rewriting the rulebook. The upcoming 2026 Mercedes S-Class, recently spotted during testing, is shaping up to be one of the most important luxury cars of the decade. If you know the S-Class, you already know it has always been the benchmark, the car every other automaker secretly studies. And now Mercedes is quietly preparing something that looks even more premium, more futuristic, and more refined than anything in its class. Here's the interesting part. The current S-Class has only been on the market for about 4 years. Most brands would let it run longer. Not Mercedes. Instead, they're pushing forward, refining every inch of their flagship sedan like they're chasing perfection. Because in their eyes, good enough doesn't exist. Originally, this refreshed model was supposed to appear in late 2024, but insiders say Mercedes chose to delay it until the end of 2025, maybe even early 2026. And honestly, this delay tells us everything. When Mercedes postpones a launch, it's because they're pushing the limits. Whether it's new tech, new design language, or next-level comfort they want to perfect before revealing it to the world. Spy shots already give us a clear look at what's coming. The front end is the biggest clue. There's a brand new grille, larger, more upright, and carrying a level of presence that screams confidence. The headlights feature a stunning 3-pointed star signature, glowing like jewelry. These lights double as the daytime running lights and the turn signals. And the pattern is unlike anything we've seen on a production sedan. Even the bumper has been reshaped. The air intakes look more sculpted, more refined, and more connected to the overall design. Mercedes isn't aiming for drama, they're aiming for elegance with authority. Move to the sides and you'll spot camouflaged mirrors, hinting at improved aerodynamics. It's subtle, But the S-Class has always been about the details most people won't notice at first glance, yet feel instantly when they sit inside or start driving. At the rear, the updates continue. The taillights feature a new star-inspired lighting design that blends beautifully with the redesigned bumper. The exhaust outlets and reflectors are cleaned up, positioned perfectly to give the back end a more modern and cohesive look. Now here's where things get exciting: the interior. Mercedes hasn't shown it yet, but speculation is running wild. And honestly, it makes sense. A car like the S-Class sets trends. It doesn't follow them. There's a high chance the next S-Class will get the latest version of Mercedes' giant hyperscreen interface, stretching across the dashboard and turning the entire cockpit into a luxury digital command center. And yes, that might include a dedicated display for the front passenger, allowing them to control entertainment, settings, and even navigation without touching the driver's controls. Imagine stepping inside and being greeted by a seamless wall of glass, soft ambient lighting, and materials so premium they make other flagship sedans feel outdated. That's the level Mercedes is aiming for. Under the hood, the current S-Class already offers some serious power. The turbocharged inline-six produces over 400 horsepower. The twin-turbo V8 jumps to nearly 500. And the iconic twin-turbo V12? That monster pushes past 600 horsepower like it's nothing. There's also a plug-in hybrid variant with around 46 miles of electric driving. For the refreshed model, Mercedes is expected to fine-tune these engines, squeezing out better efficiency, smoother power delivery, and more advanced hybrid technology. Nothing radical, just improvements that keep the S-Class one step ahead of everyone else. Here's the truth. Mercedes doesn't build the S-Class for numbers. They build it to send a message that says, this is what luxury will look like in the future. Every S-Class generation has introduced technologies that later became standard in the entire industry. And this 2026 model will likely continue that legacy. The S-Class has never been just a car. It's a symbol, a rolling masterpiece, a statement of engineering, craftsmanship, and ambition. So that's the top 5. Fortuner toughness, Plymouth nostalgia, 911 turbo S precision, Maybach luxury madness, and the S-Class sitting on the throne. Now I want to hear from you. Which one are you choosing and why? Drop your pick in the comments. If you enjoyed this compilation, hit like, subscribe to the Motor World, and I'll see you in the next one.